Hello and welcome to the 125th episode of the Gochuucast, internally rebranded, but we won't get into that. Yeah. So the last time we went shopping, I guess we technically talked a little bit because this new season had started by then. I haven't watched a whole lot yet, but I've got some new things in the that I've
Yeah, we
watched
in
since last
particular
time.
have one that apparently we need to discuss.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so let's just do rip the band-aid off right here.
Right.
So we talked about this one last time. It's Do Over Damsel, I think is the Do Over Damsel Conquers the
The
Dragon
dragon.
well,
Warrior.
this one. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's the one that we thought the key visual for it looked cute and fun, and
Okay.
then we read the description for it and we're like, are we sure we want to watch this? And I watched it, and now I don't think anyone else should watch it.
Okay, why?
All right,
What?
all right, all
What?
right. So I'm gonna post a picture for you here, Spat. So I want you to keep in mind that our main protagonist is 10 years old.
Bro, that's so cringe. That's actually so cringe.
But that's not it.
No, we're not even.
We're not done.
We're just getting started.
We're just getting started. So I feel like rather than explain the plot, I'm gonna give you all a would you rather question, right? Would you Okay, no, I'm just gonna explain the plot. It's fucking insane. So this plot, it's kind of like I watched Seventh Time Loop a couple seasons ago, and it's basically kind of the same as that, except she only does one time loop. Where, okay, so here's another insane part about this to set us up. So she in like our little scenario here, she is in the future, and she's been married to this guy who the only reason he married her was so that he could cover up his incestuous relationship with his sister, and she was gonna be like the cover for that, like the fake wife. And she didn't know that. Nobody knew that. But then she found out, and so her husband like had her executed, right? Or was trying to, and then she tried to escape. Then she got killed during that.
Mhm.
And then she randomly went back to the past to when she was 10 and got proposed to for some reason. But basically, because of that, she goes back to that night and she's like being pressured to like accept this proposal. And then she like takes the first guy she fucking sees and is like, "Yep, actually, I'm in love with this guy. I want to marry him." And they'll literally go figure. This guy might be a bit of a pedo. He just like, "Yep, all right, sure, let's do it." And she's like, "Wait, what?" She's just trying to use him as cover, and he just fucking accepts. Uh, so like when I first started this, I'm like, I already knew there was gonna be a little bit of age gap, but I didn't know how bad it would be. Um, the guy who was like trying to fuck his sister or whatever, he was 15 when she got proposed to. It's like 5 years, still weird, could be worse. The other guy is 19. So I guess the would you rather question, going back to that, would you rather marry someone who wants to fuck their sister and will kill you if you find out, or marry a pedophile who has a pet dragon?
Neither. Can I pass?
You cannot.
You cannot. You cannot pass.
The sister.
There's no correct answer, but I mean,
Yeah, I mean, this
but
is
but she chose the pedophile with the pet dragon.
amazing.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I know like in medieval times or whatever, like this is probably like standard business, but like it doesn't make it any less weird to see in action. Because like if I
Yeah,
just ignore the fact that this is like a very uh questionable setup, then honestly, like the first episode wasn't that bad. Like it's not anything like to write home about, but it was fun enough. But yeah, I'm locked in for 12 episodes. So we'll see what happens here. I can't imagine I'm gonna be coming back like, guys, this is actually like fire, but you never know.
yeah. My desire to watch the show was very low, but after seeing what was posted, I'm very and what you talked about. I'm like, it's like a negative. It's like it was not even 0%. It's like I'm trying to avoid this show, bro. I'm sorry. That is. That is vile. That is vile.
No, when I first saw this, I'm like, maybe it's like out of context. Then I watched it. I'm like, no, it's
I
just
don't know what context. I mean, okay, whatever. Yeah. Anyway.
no. Like he was talking about like magical energy and
Enemies,
shit. I'm like, okay,
sometimes
like
they're, yeah.
I was like, maybe he's like, oh, it's just like it's like easier to train people if they're young or something. But then he's like, no, he's
Yeah.
just a freak.
Yeah.
For
Okay.
for a second, you were like, "Is he cooking?"
I was
Question
like,
mark.
I was
And
like,
then
this
he
is.
was not
I was
cooking.
like, this is still gonna be weird, but like, maybe there's a reason behind the line. I'm like, nope, there's no. He's just weird. Yeah. It's gonna be a show of all time for sure. I can only imagine this is going to make me more and more uncomfortable as like because this is a romance, right? So I just don't like eventually it has to progress at some point romantically, and I just I don't think we're getting a time skip. Is all I'm saying. I don't think we're getting a time skip. But yeah, that's one of the things I watched. Moving on to like actual good things.
Let's go.
Um, I got a few things I watched. Had Blue Box aired when we last recorded? I want to say
The
it
first
did.
episode had, and the second episode was in weird,
Tiny subs.
weird limbo.
Okay, so not Blue Box then. The fishing one. Negative positive angler. First episode, pretty good. It didn't lean. So we talked about this one might be like depression. I haven't seen the second
Oh,
episode
this
yet,
one. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but it wasn't like it didn't lean into like the depressing angle as much as I thought it would have. Like I wouldn't say like pushed it to the side, but it definitely wasn't like as heavy-handed as I would have expected. But I
Mhm.
enjoyed episode one. We'll see if that continues with episode two, but it has the makings of what could be a pretty fun show. And episode one had some pretty nice sequences in it, and I'm hoping that continues in episode two. Because I think more than anything, as long as this show is like just generally a decent time with like some a bit more of like a visual identity that belongs to it, then it can definitely be like a dark horse for like a very strong anime this season. So yeah, I enjoyed Negative Positive Angler. I think if you like fishing, then I don't know. There's only like so many like actual like if you go to the fishing tag, there's actually like only so many. It's
Another
so
one,
good.
slow loop or
So many
whatever.
anime have the fishing tag, but they're not like fishing anime.
Is there? Okay. Yeah.
But this one we fish.
Yes, this is a real fishing anime. Not like it's not like Sword Art
Hell yeah.
Online that has the fishing tag.
What about slow loop? Wait, isn't that a fishing
Yeah,
game?
Slow Loop's a banger. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love
Okay.
Slow Loop. Slow Loop, Diary of Breakwater, and then there's like some other fishing anime. Fuck, I literally like was looking at it. Oh, here it is. Suritama from like 2012. I've never watched this one,
I've
but
heard that
English name is just Suritama. Okay, cool. But yeah, there's only so many like actual fishing ones, and so I already watched Slow Loop. I watched most of Breakwater. I need to finish that shit, but I don't know. There's usually chill anime. This one has like a little bit more of a story to it, I guess, than like Slow Loop and Breakwater, where they're just kind of like it's cute girls do cute things fishing. But yeah. I watched uh Magi Lumere, Magical Girls Incorporated. Uh,
one. Wait,
it was
I
a
haven't-
pretty good first episode. I have to definitely see more. It was very like setup type of episode. So I don't
oh,
really
this one.
have too much to say about it, but it looked pretty good like on the visual side of thing. It's very striking visually. So it's something to keep an eye on at the very least.
It looks
Episode
very
two's
colorful.
tomorrow. Yeah,
From
it
Facebook.
definitely it's extremely colorful. It's a weirder magical girl system where like feels very like technologically based as opposed to like magic, which is a
Right.
little odd, but uh yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll I'll see. It's very definitely has a identity so far at the very least, so I can tell more by tomorrow when episode 2 comes out, but yeah, it's something. And then what else did I watch? Fucking I watched 365 Days to the Wedding.
Oh, that's the one. That's one of I wanted to watch. Yeah, just
It's
been
a
busy this week.
very
Yeah,
goofy setup, but it works. Um, it just feels like this is probably just gonna be like romance fluff, if I had to assume, more than anything.
yeah.
But
That's what it seemed like. But I like the premise, so yeah, I'll check it out
the
this week.
premise is extremely goofy, where it's like, all right, guys, one of you are gonna be forcibly moved to Alaska for
Yeah,
an
it's like
like okay, like literally like would never happen. I mean, I like for some jobs it would happen, but like I don't
sure.
think they're probably not getting paid good enough to move to Alaska. So
Yeah,
I don't know. Goofy premise, but it gets the job done. I haven't seen episode 2 of it yet, but I only watched episode 1, but it seems like it'll be fun enough. But yeah, that's my start so far. I've got only 2 more things left to air. They're both in a few days, Shangri-La Frontier and Arifureta. But in terms of stuff to watch, there's the Amagami Sisters. I haven't started that yet, but I read the manga for it, so I know what I'm getting myself into with that one. Uzumaki is an interesting one because everyone was raving about episode 1, but then I saw the
oh
clips of
yeah,
episode 2, and that's like a modern tragedy, just like waiting for me. Thankfully, it's only gonna be
yeah,
4 episodes, so it's not gonna be like a struggle to watch. But uh, it's interesting how quickly a production can fall apart despite
yeah.
looking very strong initially.
I wanted to watch this, but I don't know. Seeing some of the like pictures and stuff, I'm like, I think I've said that I have a really low tolerance of like gore and like horror stuff. So I don't know. I'm gonna. Is it like actually scary or like?
I haven't watched it yet, so
No,
I
yeah. I
can't
mean,
tell you.
like, has the reviews been like? I mean,
I mean, I don't think anyone said it's like scary. It's just like more
yeah,
unnerving than
yeah,
anything. I don't know.
yeah,
When we talked about it before,
As
I
like
just don't think
adults,
anime.
there's very few things that are scary
yeah,
too.
Yeah, I just don't think anime lends itself to horror very well. Like,
yeah,
and it's probably episode 2 definitely didn't help, but I don't know. It's just not the right medium to do horror in. I think more like psychological thrillers, kind of like a ReZero, which episode 2, by the way, fucking fantastic. Like, oh my god, I'm so back, dude. Like, uh, ReZero
Okay,
so
I'm so back to Blue Box good.
yeah. You
I
were
haven't
never
gotten
gone
to
though.
watch I haven't gotten to watch ReZero episode 2 yet.
I have
Episode
to watch episode
episode 2
two.
is so good, dude. Oh my god.
Oh my
I
god.
did. I think when we talked last time, I had not seen episode 1 though.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
I
hadn't seen
believe so.
episode
We
1
I
purposely
yet.
finished
stayed
episode one.
away
Yeah.
from it.
Yeah, we hadn't really talked about
Hmm.
episode 1 at all, but now we've all watched it.
Episode 1 was good. I since I'm group watching it, you've seen it, right, Spat?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I'm gonna talk somewhat vaguely, but I guess
Sure.
spoiler warning, anyone listening hasn't seen first episode season 3 ReZero, just in case I say some shit. So the scene at the end in our group, we were talking so much shit during the scene at the long drawn out scene at the very end of the first episode
Yeah,
because we were just like, you knew what was gonna happen. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
Like there was only one way for that scene to end, but it was still like us just sitting there talking shit like, come on guys, y'all gonna die.
yeah, yeah.
It was so fun. Like I saw a tweet of like a Discord group chat where one person didn't know what was gonna happen, but all the other people were
Wait,
novel readers,
really?
and so like with that person's freaking out, like what the fuck is happening, and everyone else is like acting like they're part of the crowd in ReZero, so they're like clapping and shit, like like hyping up Lose Bell or whatever. It's so funny.
Yeah, I think that drawn out thing is like, I mean, it's definitely like a psychological. It's done for effect, but yeah,
I mean,
Well,
yeah,
there's
there's a
definitely
build up.
there's also definitely like it's a part of that character's
yeah, yeah,
like I guess power is the word you would use.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I enjoyed the first episode. I mean, like it went by pretty fast. I think when we had recorded, I'd watched like 2/3 of it or something like that, and then I finished the last one part of
It
it.
was nice to like be reacquainted with a lot of these characters that um I haven't seen in years, and we've talked about I didn't really like season 1 all that much.
Yeah,
So not only have I not seen them in years, um I really didn't care too much. But now I'm like, okay, bring them all back. Like I know me and Mars have had conversations about like favorite ReZero characters, or
yeah.
specifically like best girls and stuff like that, obviously, right? I forgot just how much I vibed with Felt.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
I
Felt's
didn't.
such a vibe, and I like Reinhardt.
Yeah,
As
I like
like
Reinhardt. Reinhardt's great.
everyone would probably. I
Yeah,
mean, I guess there's reasons not to, but
I like Otto. That's my guy.
Otto is kind of the goat.
Yeah,
We know
he's
where my taste aligns.
yeah, and
Yes.
yeah, it does not lie with the person, it lies with the part of, and never mind. I'm not gonna okay.
Or
We've
rebrand.
said
But on what was funny though, thinking about me Ryan myself that I am a Felt fan, is I was thinking of all of the candidates in ReZero,
mhm.
and obviously you can't really count Amelia because it's hard to like count main characters because everyone's gonna like the main character
Yeah.
a little bit, right? But thinking of the other candidates, I think we have a fan of it in our friend group of it. At
Uh-huh.
least one person who's on the side of each candidate.
Right. Yeah. Um well, I think all of them are kind of unique in their own way, right? So
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it
just
makes sense.
fun
Yeah.
because they're what, five of them, six of them,
5.
five.
Yeah.
There's technically 6, but that's like in a game, so it doesn't
Well,
exactly count.
oh, okay,
In a
not spoiler,
game.
not spoiler.
Not a
Understood.
spoiler.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was gonna say like um
there's like a ReZero like partially visual novel, partial like
was it the PS2
game.
game or is that
No, it's a
no,
PS2. Brother said
I don't
P.
know why I said PS2. I'm like so yeah, it's like the visual novel that game that came out a
It's
few years ago.
called Prophecy for the Throne. It was probably on
Okay.
PS4 if I do imagine.
Yeah, I don't know why I said I'm like so
But yeah, they like the whole
completely
plot
like
of the game is like it's arc 3, so like the second half of season 1, but instead
mhm.
of like the normal story, obviously, there's like a random sixth candidate that appears, and everyone's like really confused about why that's the case. I haven't played through it fully. I've actually like barely played it at all. I don't think it's supposed to be very good, but yeah, there's technically 6. I think the author has like expressed like maybe wanting to bring that into the story one day, so maybe it's, I don't know. Or maybe not, like not that specific scenario, but like the characters at least. So maybe we'll meet the character. Maybe they won't be a candidate, but maybe we'll see them at some point. I don't know. But that's a
Interesting,
thing
interesting.
that exists. Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever finish that game. It's just like a classic Daniel buys Steam game, doesn't finish Steam game. But
I
yeah.
don't know. I feel like a lot of those games are just they're fun, but it's almost I feel like harder sometimes to get into them if you're really invested in the story because they're kind of an aside, right? Um, I don't know. There's sometimes stuff to gain, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm a fan of the series, so obviously, like just having something like I think it was like
Content.
I don't know if the author wrote it, but he like at least supervised it to an extent, so it's not like completely off the wall. But it's like not particular. Maybe if the characters do get introduced in the main story, I'll go back and play it just to have a better understanding of that. But for right now, it's just
That
like
feels like a fair compromise to me.
a goofy niche little thing. I think if there's any web novel I'm gonna finish, it'll be Clan Ed before anything. But that's a problem for another day.
Clannad has a web novel.
Not web novel, visual novel.
Visual novel.
Gotcha.
My bad. But yeah, ReZero episode 1
I
very
had to.
good, episode 2 extremely good.
Okay, I'm excited for episode 2. Episode 1, I had to like. I still like forget. Like I've you guys know this. I'm like terrible at keeping track of characters, especially since when I saw season 2. I mean, it's been like 2 years or whatever. And like I mean, obviously I don't read the novels and stuff, so I had to like refresh myself on some of the characters because I was like, okay, I know this guy, I know what he does, but like I don't know all the details, so I had to look it up. But yeah, I mean, I'm
I
super
had to
excited.
refresh myself on some of the
Yeah,
characters too,
yeah.
but
I remember Garfield the goat, and then um, yeah, just some of the other ones and like some of their details and stories I just like forgot about. It's been so long, but yeah,
I had to like remember the whole fact of Reinhard being Felt's knight,
yeah.
which I was like, surely I should have known that at some point,
It's weird, but yeah.
but I was like, okay, go. So Goat also works with Goat.
Uh-huh.
This
Yeah.
is just my canon pairing, clearly.
There you go. Yeah. Uh anyway, I'm excited for episode 2. I'm just excited for where it goes.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I'm a little scared for episode 2 though because of something that not really because of something our friend Water has said,
Oh my god.
but Water talking about let them cook with freaking
Sirius.
yeah, Sirius, that's their name. Got it.
For some reason
I'm like,
he's
what the hell did they do in episode 2 then?
I couldn't tell you why he suddenly has this infatuation with Sirius, but
I think he just likes war criminals. I think that's
I
Yeah,
it.
mean
Right?
that's I've had
definitely
this
worked
nailed
out.
on the head for a while that he is attracted to war criminals. Yeah. Uh I think the big thing with episode 2 for me is one of the I've said before this arc is going to be like a lot more heavy-handed on the action. And I didn't exactly trust White Fox to handle action.
Mhm.
They've never really been a studio that does that. Like, if you think, I mean, like, if you just look back, so let's just look at some of their anime. Like, starting 20, let's go back to 2016 when they first did ReZero. Uh, I don't know what the fuck some of these are. Like 2017, they did like Girls Last Tour. That's the very like that's not action packed at all. It's very slow slice of life somber anime. Grimoire of Zero didn't really have a lot of action in it, from what I remember. Definitely not any like high octane action. Steins Gate Zero obviously is a drama. Goblin Slayer has action, but they use CGI for fucking Goblin Slayer sometimes. Like they weren't really like nothing crazy was going on in that. Then Ari Fruetta ass, Cautious Hero ass, and then ReZero Season 2 happened during COVID, and there were some
We
decent
all
action
know, yeah.
sequences, but like nothing too crazy. And then, like 2022 is very slow for them because they were cooking up insane shit for 2024 in terms of episode count. Uh, it really is like an interesting direction to be like, okay, let's do a 3 core thing for Sengoku Yoko and then like 38 episodes of ReZero. Like that's a big commitment there. Uh,
Interesting, because Sengoku Yoko also a big amount. Wonder if they just like having those bigger productions.
I don't know, because I mean, Sengoku Yoko was gonna be 2 core or whatever. But then they're like, the president was like, I like this. let's just finish it.
Let's do it more.
Let's
Yeah.
just let's just like do the entire thing. It's like, okay,
Which
sure.
I mean, kind of based.
Based to an extent. Obviously, the industry, typically you're not seeing like this level of production in such a big batch, but yeah, after episode 2, I have like this isn't even like this wasn't even a priority episode for them, and the action still cooked like a motherfucker. So I'm ready. I'm here for this season. Uh, if they can just like continue this, then I will be satisfied. Like, obviously, it can't be like a perfect adaptation. There's like a lot of character stuff that kind of gets lost in the sauce with episode 2. Like feels pretty fast overall.
Yeah.
But it like
I mean,
it
we've
keeps all
talked
the
about
important stuff in. It's just, you know, you gotta like read the novels for like the full picture.
Go to the source material.
yeah. I was gonna say we've talked about this with ReZero several times, but it's just a fucking massive story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
expecting a any anime, even just if they said we're gonna do only arc 5 and give it, you know, 35, 40 episodes, it probably still
Well,
would struggle to cover everything a book could have.
no, I mean, with 40 episodes, you would cover arc 5.
You
Like,
would probably
you would
cover
be
it.
fine. You would
Yeah.
be fine. You would get literally everything. No, but well, you'd be getting too much. Like, you'd be way too slow. Um, but like one of the like some of the other characters, like you don't see their perspective of things as much. You have to be much more like thinking about the subtext of certain
Hmm.
things to understand like all the characters. Uh, Whereas ReZero, unless it's like a big character moment, it feels like they kind of focus on the main characters and how like it affects them specifically. I can't go into the spoilers, but there's definitely some things you wanted maybe to like some fans maybe want to see a little more uh with other characters in regards to the events occurring, but everyone seems pretty satisfied with what we're getting right now, and so I'm very if we're getting this level of quality with Arc 5, Arc 6, like I've said before, like if they just like give an okay adaptation of Arc 6, that shit's a 10 out of 10 for me. So I will be there. I always say I'll be there, but I will very much be there. I'll be happy. Medalist died so that I could have a good ReZero season.
Yeah, I'm very I don't know, just personally I've always liked the parts of ReZero that were very, very drama focused as opposed to the action. Like I remember there was the I think it was season one, the white whale part.
Yeah.
Was season one, right? Yeah, like that was like a very I shouldn't say very action focused, but like definitely there were like 2 or 3 episodes where it was like a lot of about that, like a very extended period of time where it was like a little bit more focused on the action than the drama and like the characters and stuff like that. And that was actually my
Though
least favorite part.
with
But
the
yeah.
white whale, at least you still get like a little bit of character, like with Wilhelm
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm
specifically.
just saying it's like
But
more focused on the
yeah,
action. Um, and that was like my least favorite part, just because like I preferred the other parts. Not that that part was bad. So I'm
yeah,
very like for me the appeal of ReZero has always been like the characters and the drama and like the weird twists and all that stuff. So personally for me, I'm just very lean on the animation as long as the story like I'm sure it'll be good. I'm very confident. So
yeah. Even
yeah.
even if this is like a more action heavy part, there's still a lot of like
Mhm.
character moments and drama
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff like
for
going
sure.
on as like a foreground thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm extremely excited to see the rest of this season. It's gonna be a very painful like 3 month wait after episode 8 airs, and I have to fucking wait.
Yeah.
I feel like it's probably gonna be like the 8 episodes in the 3 month wait, then 8 episodes, and then we'll get Anime Japan where we'll be like, yep, we're doing 22 more episodes, woohoo, and then like wait another 3 to 6 months, and then we'll get like 11 episodes of Arc 6, and then a few months wait, and then get another 11 episodes of Arc 6. That's my prediction for how this is gonna turn out,
Mhm.
but we'll see. So I think I saw where the person who like leaked the episode count had also said that they were like working on Core 2 right now. So I
Yeah.
wonder if like in that 3 months plus the time that uh part two's airing, and then like maybe if they wait another 3 months, if they could just get like the entirety of arc 6 in one go, would be pretty epic. But I don't know. That is a lot. You know, as long if they can just keep the quality up, I don't give a fuck how long I have to wait. If it's like a few months or whatever, I've already waited 4 years twice. Like I can deal with some months on top of that. But yeah, that has been my adventures in
My
in
adventure's been so
anime.
far.
Um. I guess I can talk about like Don if you guys want to.
Oh yeah, we could talk about Don to Don. Did we not talk about Don to Don last week?
No, because
I
I hadn't seen
I
episode
had
one. Maybe you
mentioned
guys.
I watched
We
it. I
probably
don't
Oh,
waited.
remember.
yeah,
I don't
right.
think we didn't talk much about it other than like maybe that it was weird just because I mean it was a
Yeah,
it was shopping, not we're not like an
yeah.
episode discussion type of thing. So
I saw episode one. I mean, it was weird. It was I don't know. It was out there. I
yeah.
want to keep watching it just because like I like the art style weirdly enough. Like I feel like I've seen some shows with this like some similar aspects of the art style. Like I can't put my finger on it, but like some of the facial expressions and stuff, like they look very familiar. And I mean, it's very vibrant and like out there in terms of like what they're showing on screen, right? So I'll stick with it, but it is very weird. Like some of the lines, like obviously people who subtitle the show, like they have some freedoms in terms of how they're translating the actual lines, right? But like some of the stuff that's being said and some of the stuff that's on the
I
screen
mean,
is
regardless of the lines, like what's being said is
yeah, oh
insane.
yeah, it's just insane.
Like the entire premise is that some dude gets his dick stolen by a ghost grandma, and
Yeah,
then this other girl gets kidnapped by aliens who need to do
yeah.
things.
Uh,
I just like I said last week, I haven't seen episode 2, so
I have not seen episode 2 yet either.
I'll continue to reserve judgment, but for right now, it's like I need to see where the show will separate itself, like not only with just because it's zany doesn't mean it's really like separated itself identity wise for me. So I'll just have to see like how it builds on itself as we go forward. Um,
Yeah, like I liked episode 1, but
yeah, I liked
it
it.
was
Not to
definitely
say it was bad, but it's just like one of those things where I said this last week. I've seen this setup premise like everyone's like, oh my god, the story is insane. Like there's like ghost aliens. Like that's cool and all, but like this is literally just like Jujutsu Kaisen on crack, basically.
yeah,
And no, I mean, not even just JJK. Like, it's just every single shonen that's been blowing
everything.
up for the past however long. Like, oh my god, our main character has the ability to turn into or like tap into like the things that we're fighting against. That's crazy. I've never seen that before. It's like, oh, just like literally every show that's blowing up recently. It's just kind of like, no, I get it. It's popular for a reason, but I would like to see something a little different, and with how people gas up the series, I'm hoping that it takes a step in its own direction.
yeah. In terms of other shows, that I had on my planning, because again, I didn't get a chance, much of a chance this week just because of real life stuff. Where's my anime list here? Um, there was another one that my friend told me about. What's it called? I know we went over it last time. There was one that I think I never put on my planning, but okay, let me look. I'm just gonna look up the anime from the season again because we talked about it. And
Okay.
yeah, just give me a second. I have to
Did
find
you
it
have
because
like a
like
friend gassing up an anime or something?
yeah, I gotta bro, what's the season right now? Oh, yeah, I have a friend who watches that. He's the one who actually like he's like guessing up Dandadan initially, and that I feel like because he's seen it in theaters, so um
While you're looking
yeah,
that, speaking of theaters,
yeah,
I was supposed to go see
yeah.
Look Back
Oh yeah, you
on
mentioned that.
Yeah, yeah,
Monday.
yeah.
I may or may not. So there's two Cinemark theaters within equidistant like they're both the same distance but in opposite directions. I accidentally went to the other one that wasn't showing Look Back, so I didn't get to watch it. It was very unfortunate. I like got to the theater, I walked in, I'm like, all right, we scan my confirmation number. And, like, nope, that doesn't exist. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I typed it in and it didn't work. And then I looked at their listings, and instead of Look Back, I was greeted by the Bocchi the Rock movie on the listings. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, God take it, dude.
Interesting.
But yeah, I didn't realize that I went to the wrong one because it was I had checked before, like the distance to this, because there was two theaters that were showing Look Back, and one of them was like around the same distance, but it didn't have like I liked the seating of the other theater better, and so uh I chose the Cinemark theater. But there are two Cinemarks, and they are both the same distance away from each other, or my
Nice.
home. And so when I put it into the old GPS, I didn't realize I put the wrong one in, and I went to the wrong one, and yeah. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, even though Look Back was getting some extra screenings because it was doing really well in the U.S., it wasn't in my area, unfortunately, for the extra screenings. So I'll have to wait for it to show up in other formats other than theater.
Okay. I found the show. It's like the one we talked about last time, we talked about all of them, but
Oh, the
the
Orb.
Copernicus one? Yeah,
Yeah,
dude, my
I've
friend's a
been.
guest. He's like he like likes all these like I don't know how to describe it, very
Copernicus.
like dialogue
He
driven.
just really heckin' loves Copernicus.
No, not like that, but he likes those like more long, drawn out, dramatic, more dialogue heavy shows. So, and I don't mind those kinds of shows, but like I could see myself getting bored, and I also don't love the art style. But I'm gonna give it a shot and see how it goes. I'm put on my planning so I don't forget. But yeah, he
I've
was guessing us
thought
up.
about it just because I mean it is like an interesting like anime. It is a very interesting thing to make
The
into an
concept is
anime.
yeah.
It's like such a
Um,
very specific type of story that it makes it very intriguing to potentially watch it. But I also like I wonder if like it could keep me enthralled for 25
yeah,
episodes.
like the the thing is, those like deeper shows, like with like a long, more thought provoking, I guess, is more deeper, profound with more profound messages. Like those kinds of shows. Yeah, I'm always a little bit skeptical because like the last what's that show called? Freaking Chimpack loves that show. I tried to watch that show like 5 times. Oh
I
my god,
couldn't tell
Shinsekai
you
Yori,
any show
Shinsekai
that.
Yori.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the
Yeah, that
one of your
show.
most hated anime. Yeah.
Okay, it's not hated. I just tried to watch it like 5 or 6 times and I just could not get through. That's like a very like deep show. Like there's like a lot of like it's a long story and but I just got bored so quickly. So I'm skeptical about this one as well. It seems yeah in a similar vein, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's one I want to check out just to just try episode one, see how it goes. But other than that, I think it's just like Blue Box and then ReZero and then 365 Days. I might as well check that out. And Don, of course.
Yeah. Actually, in our YouTube comments, someone had mentioned that we kind of like looked over this one and like said meh. But the assassin made one. Apparently, someone in our comments stepped in and was like vouching for it. So, uh,
Dude,
Interesting.
they're making
I mean,
allegedly, the assassin made his gas.
to be fair, what we said about it was it doesn't sound like our thing.
yeah, it
Yeah,
could
not
be
that they were shitting on it or anything, and they weren't like super defensive about it. They're like, hey,
Yeah.
this actually is
I mean,
good.
it's good to know that it has shooters because not everything has
Yeah, not
shooters.
everything has
So that
shooters.
already is like okay, interesting.
It's a vote
Mhm.
of confidence for the assassin made.
Oh yeah, and freaking Mecha Ude, I forgot to mention that.
Mecha Ude's gas.
episode 2 just came out apparently, I think, right?
Yes. The sad thing is,
Wait.
and I'll probably rewatch episode 1 and episode 2, but I do not have new content for Mecha Ude yet,
Okay,
technically,
that's
because
okay.
I've watched
Yeah,
both of these episodes.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna, yeah. I was planning to watch it. I just never put it on my freaking annual list. I never do that, but I'm doing it now. But yeah, that's also one I wanted to check out again since I saw like the old version, but now I want to see the one um airing this season. So yeah, I'm excited for that one as well. I think I'm sure I'll find a couple shows that I like, and if nothing else, there's ReZero. I mean, ReZero can't be bad, right? So
Can never be
uh,
bad, ever.
it can never be. It's always peak, bro.
Always peak. Always has been.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I just need to
Uh,
like catch up on all my shit, and then like I really want to binge like the Gun Gale Sword Art, so I can start that. But I also just need to like finish the 10 billion other seasonals that I haven't finished from other seasons, so I can
oh yeah.
be prepared for my end of the, because I'm back on YouTube. I'm back. It's been a while, but I finally got the Medica video out there.
Oh,
Uh,
that's
it flopped, but that's okay. I just wanted it out there. It'd
hey,
be
you worked
like
hard on
Yes.
it. You know, if you that's important,
it's
right?
not
Well, it was
impossible to.
always going to be hard. And to be fair, I think this is still within the time frame that like some of your other videos that went really big had been doing better at this point, but also hadn't like taken off.
Yeah, so like
But
I mean the main concern is the retention, not good. Not good at all.
yeah.
Mm.
It's not looking good for the retention, and that means I don't think it's gonna pop off, but it's not I don't know. I don't understand the YouTube algorithm, but it's not possible. It
It's very
started
random.
it started off as like it was a click through rate issue. And so instead of like I made my first thumbnail title with my loving and supportive YouTube content creator group that I'm in. But when that didn't work, I went to the other loving but more abusive content creator group that I
I'm glad that
have.
you have two, and one of them is more abusive than the other. I
It get
had to note.
yeah. So I mean, obviously we're just it's a much more blunt environment than the other one. The other one is like whatever you do they're probably gonna be supportive about it in some capacity and help you hone what they'll help you hone what you're making at the moment rather than be like you're no, this is dog shit, you should like do something else. But the first one flopped, and so I went to the other one of my guys. This shit is flopping. And so they're like, all right, here's what you got to do. And so I did that. They helped me fine tune the thing that they suggested, and it definitely it completely saved the click through rate. It's just the retention is really bad, especially for a video that long.
You need a red
Um,
arrow, bro. That's what's missing.
it's actually yeah. I mean, I didn't need a red arrow anywhere in there.
Just
It's
for no reason.
definitely like the most involved thumbnail I think I've made.
It looks cool.
Yeah, like it. A lot of what the other group talks about is like these motherfuckers are like big into just color theory, basically. And so I had Sayaka as like a centerpiece. I took out Madoka. I found a good Sayaka for like a centerpiece. So that's kind of like the philosophy, I guess, is have a good center image and then a background to kind of match some of the colors, or like be a striking color. Um, and so obviously, like Sayaka has blue eyes, but my group is like, color them bitches yellow, and then I had to redraw like this around her eyes and like in the middle of it where there's the black. I had to redraw a part of that, or I
Mhm.
painted over it at least.
I
Um,
just feel like, and this might be part of retention. Um, I feel like there are just so many Madoka videos, and like when I see your video in the box, it doesn't immediately like scream Madoka to me, right? Because I obviously know the characters in Madoka, but at the
yeah.
same time, like Sayaka's not one that I'm necessarily thinking of when I see that, right? Especially with the slight changes. So I'm like, I feel like if I knew nothing and I'm just clicking that video, I could see myself clicking that video and being like, oh, the anime that forces me to watch it. And then hearing it's a Madoka video and being like, I'm good.
I mean, there's that. I just think, I don't know. This is like, I have to, I actually don't even know if I'm gonna have like enough. The thing with YouTube is if you get enough views on a video, you can see like the exact point people are dropping out of the video.
Oh, right,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's fair.
But I actually let me whip out YouTube Studio on the PC here. Uh, the 30-second retention is really bad, like terrible. So I think a lot of people are dropping out very quickly before I even really mention that it's a Monica video. I think
Okay,
I would need
interesting.
to see exactly where it's like a different style of intro than I usually do. I'm not usually confident with intros either, so I think it's just the insane thing is my more abusive group is like, oh, that was a good intro. I'm like, really? This
Really?
was
Y'all like it?
this was before I even knew that like the retention on it was really bad. Um, let me see, engagement. If I go to see more detailed activity, yeah, there's not enough activity to see the exact point people drop out.
Mm.
But if I look at the video compared to others, like it immediately starts the retention line at average, and then it stays there. And by 4 minutes, it's below average for like the majority of the video. And then gets like the 20-minute mark, and then it's back to like average, above average. So it's just I think this might be like a longer video skill issue. Like it's the first time I've ever had something go over half an hour, so there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to learn, but I'm back in
Are
the
you
swing.
satisfied with how, like, the video number of views or engagement, notwithstanding, whatever the word is? Are you satisfied with how the video turned out?
Like the video itself,
Yeah, the video itself.
I don't think it's perfect by any means,
Hmm.
but I think I'm overall satisfied that it's a definitely more intensive endeavor than some of my other
Yeah, it
ones. So
seems like you worked hard on it. I mean, every time we talked, you were like, I know it took a while to come out, but you seemed like you put a lot of time into it. So yeah, well, I hope it can rebound in terms of views and
yeah, it's
engagement.
not impossible. It definitely has like the the chances there. It's just unlikely. Uh,
Yeah, it's
it
yeah,
is
it's random.
disheartening to an extent because like if I compare this video, which is half an hour and took a lot of time and effort, versus like the 100 girlfriends video that
I
I
was gonna
slapped
mention that one.
I
Yeah,
slapped
That you
together.
just
Like
did.
I literally after the free run video, I'm like, fuck it, dude. I just need to like do something easy, like get my mind off of that, because that was a video that already took it out of me because of the copyright issues with that one. Um, and so I always slap something together real easy, and now it has over 50,000 views. I'm
yeah.
like, oh,
So now you know that like the amount of time put in is not does
yeah,
not
no,
always
I've
go
done this
like
for a while.
yeah.
Does
So
not
it can
effort means
always work the
literally
reverse
nothing.
way, right? So
Yeah,
you know,
like
it's it is random
effort
to
means absolutely nothing. It's very
yeah.
unfortunate, but
Well, yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
I also feel like the big thing to me is just make stuff that you want to make and feel
Yes.
like you would
Yeah, I
want
mean
to watch. I
that's
mean,
what I've
that's
been
like the
doing.
whole thing too, right? Like this video flopped by the standards of like your bigger videos, but it still does like okay for your general like every video you've posted, right? So it's like I don't think that's
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always had this like things that I've heard from people who've made videos and stuff like that is essentially like you want to have all of these videos that exist that are indicative of like your quality
Mhm.
and your like style for the day that people do like show
Yeah,
up
it's
and you
important
like
to
really
Yeah.
pop off,
build
right?
a catalog. Yeah.
And so to me it's one of those things where it's like yeah, the Madoka video might not have hit. I mean, it still could, but it might not have hit like the Danmachi video levels or anything like that. But it's like, if that's a video that you're really
Mhm.
happy and proud of, then it's like one day you're gonna have more of those Danmachi videos, and you're gonna have more people show up, and then they're gonna go and they're gonna see the Madoka video, for example, right?
Yeah. I was about to mention that. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
always like
it is interesting, like relative to, because like if I go back to like when I first started, like getting 100, like 200 views on a video, I'm like, holy shit, let's fucking go. But
yeah.
like now it's like, oh, I only got 600 views in 4 hour or like 4 days or whatever. Like this shit is it's over. My life is done. Like I think what really like changed perspective for like the Danmachi video was a complete like perspective changer, if to put it like that, I guess. Like
Mhm.
I have the capacity to have a video pop off. It's just,
Yes.
it's very difficult to do that. I saw like three videos in a row pop off, and it like really, you know, like it stays in the back of your head. Like I had this like streak going, and now, obviously it's a little harder to find exactly uh the Krabby Patty formula, I guess. But
I don't even know if there's a formula because you got to think about it, right? It's like,
I mean, to an extent there is, but
yeah, no. There's factors that go in. It's just like there are a lot of channels on YouTube that get a lot of views for a lot of different reasons. So it's like there's no one size fits all. But yeah, no, I mean,
Yes and no.
no, I mean, yeah.
There,
Okay,
yeah.
let me rephrase. There are factors that go into it. That's like what I want to emphasize. Like there are definitely factors that like make it more likely that your video and your channel will get more views. It's just like what works for one channel may not always work for every channel. So it's like you can't always compare everything, right? It's like um and also some channels just have like think about those popular channels, they have like a dedicated fan base, right? So it's like if they get 500k views, it's like of course they were going to get 500k views, right? It's like yeah.
yeah.
That applies
Yeah.
everywhere. I imagine at this point,
Yeah.
like it's not an amount that you necessarily even notice, but I gotta imagine that Daniel has a bit of at least a dedicated fan base.
Yeah, of course. Of
You know,
course. Yeah. It's like a
it's not
yeah,
thousands, but it's hundreds.
no. No, no, no. Yeah.
Similar, like we'll put out these videos and we'll be like, "Oh, this was an episode of all time," but we'll still have like
Yeah.
100 views, 50 views, something
Yeah.
like that.
It's
And it's like, in perspective, it's like we know some of the people that watch and listen to us, but we certainly don't know all like
right, exactly.
50 to 100 that show up every week.
Yeah. Um yeah, not to get too philosophical, but there's like a saying that's like it's like a saying for like life, but it's like true for YouTube especially when for like a lot of people, but it's like you're not entitled to the consequences of your actions, you're just entitled to your actions. It's like you just have to try your best and like whatever happens happens. You don't have any control. I mean, I shouldn't say you don't have any control, but like it like you said, like your low effort video got a bunch of views, and this one that you put a lot of time into didn't get a lot of views. So it's like sometimes the effort just doesn't.
I
Sometimes
should say
timing,
this
sometimes
rather
timing
than
matters.
rather than low effort, less effort.
Yeah, low
Less
effort,
effort.
I still have to
less effort.
write and
I,
edit these bitches
okay,
as
I was
well.
trying. That was not the right word to use. My bad.
No, it's
You know
fine.
what I
Yeah,
meant.
I know exactly what you mean. I mean,
Yeah,
literally
yeah,
my own words when talking about like my hundred, like
yeah.
when I was making this 100 girlfriend video, I'm like, I'm gonna make something like much easier, much
Yes.
simpler, much less hands on than like the free run video, and then I bet it's gonna do better. And then it did. It did a lot better, 50
Yeah,
times
yeah.
better, even. Like,
Yeah, sorry. Now I realize low effort sounds so bad because when you think about when I say it's like a low effort video, that sounds like terrible. But like, you know what I meant.
the thousands of words that I wrote like mean nothing to you. Anyway,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's some of it's timing too, and also like
Yes.
quantity. Like the 100 girlfriends video came out, and I'm sure there are several 100 girlfriend videos at that time. It was, very popular, probably getting a decent amount of searches, but it was still like, if I'm really into 100 girlfriends, right? And I'm looking for videos, I'm probably finding yours fairly easily, and it probably had a lot more searches than like Madoka in 2024, right?
so one
Which
of
is
the
something that I'm sure like we joke about, but like so many people have made videos about Madoka, I'm sure.
yeah, one of the interesting things with the 100 girlfriends video is I think one of the partial reasons that it got as much traction as it did. Now in terms of like retention, like there's like a string of time in the 100 girlfriends video that like there's like no drop off in viewers basically from like a minute in basically to towards the end. Like it's just a big fat like no drop, which is it was extremely important in getting like the recommendations sent out. But another thing is a lot of people were focusing on how like weird and zany 100 girlfriends is, which like understandable, right? But a lot of those videos were getting like age restricted and shit because they were showing
Ooh.
like the insane moments in there, and so those videos don't get pushed out because they're age restricted. They're not
Oh
getting
right,
to like the
yeah.
homepage of YouTube and shit like that. But mine didn't because I am smart enough not to do that, and so that's like part of the advantage is like my video probably got pushed more than like the average Hunter Girlfriend's video because I talked about how it was more like I was more impressed with like despite being zany, like it was a character drama to an extent that
Yes.
like I could get behind. Like and I think it's just a strong like thumbnail title connection. Like 100 Girlfriends is somehow peak fiction, and I cry. Like who the fuck cries to 100 Girlfriends? I did, bitch. And that's what got people to click on it. Like even my in like the more abusive. I hate calling it the more abusive. It's really just like the right way to describe it, though. In the more abusive circle, um, like some of the people in there, especially like the main voice behind some of the decisions I make, is like really not into like this type of anime, where there's like a whole lot of weird shit going on, and so he's like, "You got me to click. You did something right with that one." So it's just there's a lot that goes into it, but I'm hoping to I need to get back. I need to get if I can just get consistent. And another big part of it, I guess, is having not posted in so long. A lot of because I think that's like a very big momentum heavy thing with YouTube is like let's say like the Don Machi video popping off, like indirectly helps my Oni My video, which is already doing good. It brings more eyes to that, and then I posted Oshinoko video like a couple weeks after the Danmachi one, and so then that starts to pop off because I mean Oshinoko was big at the time, but also I'm getting a lot of eyes from the Danmachi thing because if someone watches one of my videos, then YouTube's gonna be like, hey, why don't you try this video from this person
Right,
and
yeah.
this video, and so having not posted in a while, I just don't have like YouTube is like, okay, here's this guy's dedicated audience, and then like that, but there's no one else who's like, some people maybe if I had posted it months and months ago, maybe someone
They
who
would still
watched
be here. Yeah.
maybe someone who watched a 100 Girlfriends video like around that time, um, would have gotten the recommendation. But because I waited so long, they just didn't get like at this point. I'm out of their homepage basically is what it is.
Yeah.
So it's like starting from scratch almost. Not scratch because I have people who will watch the videos no matter
Right.
what. But yeah.
Anyway, I'm happy for you. You're doing what you like and making some content, so that's good. Good.
Yeah, you never know when it might accidentally spill over to here. One day, maybe.
We're chilling.
We are chilling.
I mean, that's the thing, right? This is just us chilling.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
there's no, at least in my opinion, no pressure for the podcast to really go crazy or anything.
I mean, yeah, there's literally no, like, there's nothing
It'd be
invested into it.
fun. Yeah.
Yes,
Yep.
it would definitely be very epic for it to pop off in some capacity. Or if I popped off, bring some of that over here. But
Hmm.
it's not, like, super important. Like, our lives are not tied to this.
Yes.
It's fun
Now
though.
that all three of us are employed, even,
Yeah.
that's right. Mr. Spatula
Yeah.
is going to
Right.
be plowing the fields.
That is thankfully not what I'm going to be doing, but yeah. Uh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just funny to make the jokes. Um,
Yeah. For what it's worth, I will be working remotely on Mondays and Fridays. So I mean, it's not like I'm going to be it's not like I'm going to be going to work every single day in person. So that's nice, and their hours are very flexible. Obviously, we record at night, so it doesn't matter for that. I'm just saying in general, it's like currently I'm like I basically don't have a schedule because for the past couple months I've been unemployed and just finishing up stuff. But it's good that at least I'm able to retain some flexibility in terms of my time because I do appreciate that.
yeah, to be fair, I
Going to
say
like an
that.
actual 9 to 5, I
Yeah,
remember I had an internship, like an undergrad at some point, and it was like at a like a military, like they did stuff for the military, right, as a government office, and it was like legit 8:30 to 4:30 or whatever, and I hated it. Like I hated the like call me a baby or whatever. I just like hated that rigidity, especially having been in college for a few years at that time where the schedule's like relatively flexible. So I'm glad that this place is like very flexible in terms of hours. So anyway, that's just a I'm very excited about it, and I don't think it'll interfere with the podcast since we record at night. It's just it's
Yeah,
good.
I was gonna say that the funny part about
Yeah.
that is I say that, and obviously congratulations, but
Yep.
your
Thank you.
job probably much better than the jobs that Daniel and I work.
I mean, that doesn't. uh, Don't worry about comparing that. I spent what?
No, I know. I just think it's
No,
funny.
I spent 85% of my life in education studying. So like, that's it's an investment that like I'm reaping the rewards now. So it's like it's not a race, right? It's like
Better than
I had a
my
bunch of friends who
investment
like got
that I'm
jobs right out of undergrad, and I chose to like forego that money to go back to school for God knows what reason. But so it's like, yeah, it's just don't worry about that. That's not
no,
that's
I'm not worried about it.
no. Uh,
I'm worried about when my 85% of my life investment is gonna pay off.
uh,
Which to be fair, my current job I'm in a position where I can probably
mhm,
expect to at some point be able to use my actual degree.
mhm.
It's just not yet.
Okay. That's good though. There's a potential for that. That's exciting. But yeah, I don't think it'll interfere with my ability to watch anime. In fact, it might even be better because
Might
it's
even
like,
help because now you
yeah,
now you can just clock in, clock out,
oh my
and you
gosh,
don't
yeah.
have to think about like, oh, I need to go submit more job applications,
Oh
or
my
oh, I
gosh,
have
you tell me
interviews.
about it. I was talking with my friends, and they're like, I was like telling them about what the offer I had, right? And they were giving me advice, and they were like, "Dude, you should just apply to more jobs so you can have more options." I'm like, "Dude, I'm done with this. Like,
Like I'm tired
I'm,
of applying to
I'm
jobs,
not doing
man.
interviews. The current company is like 6 interviews. I was like,
I
it's
mean, for better or worse, that's how I ended up where I'm at. Is I just kind of got tired of the whole job application process.
yeah,
It's
it's
so
it's.
exhausting right now.
Oh my gosh,
And
but
the other thing is the industries that I'm experienced in and would like my passions
mhm.
don't pay at all, which is
Oh
at
yeah,
this age definitely a thing that
yeah,
like matters, right? Is
yeah,
being paid
sure.
properly, having insurances. Because I'm an old man, I can't be on my parents' insurance
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah, well, bro. When that ended, I was like so. I was so sad. But yeah.
It's like
Anyway,
something you never have to think about until
yeah,
suddenly you have to think a
exactly, right?
lot about it.
Yes.
Somehow this has turned into a
Shop.
anything
I
but
mean,
anime
that
podcast.
no, but that's what's
That's real.
yeah, I've had a lot of time to watch anime the previous couple months at least a decent amount, so I can like keep up with like some shows, even if I've been like very disjointed, watching 10 episodes of one season, then 10 episodes of like another show. But yeah, last week just everything with the new job, I'm just trying to figure out, so it's been taking up my time. But this week, now that
Hmm.
especially after this weekend, I'm at least going to check out episode one of all the shows that I had planning, so that I can come back with some stuff next week. Yeah, and watch episode two of Dun Dun. I'm like, wow, that show's yeah. We'll see. We'll see.
I know you're super excited to check out episode 1 of Do Over Damsel after what we
I'm
talked about
not.
earlier.
I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm
after
good,
our
man.
conversation.
That's for you, buddy. That's you know what.
I've seen
And
Yeah,
most.
you know,
he
I'm usually
is
excited to
now
hear about other
stuck.
shows. That's the show I'm not very excited to hear about. Okay, so
This is the
I will be
Daniel
very frank.
Stunlock. He watched episode 1, so now he will be watching the entire season.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're gonna hear about every excruciating detail.
I, yeah, I'm good. Might
I'm
have to.
sure.
I
Like, I
might have,
don't think you can do anything more at this point. Like, what am I going to say? Episode 2. Like, yep, it's still like this guy's still weird to be for marrying a 10-year-old, but
too much. It's too much for me.
That
yeah,
screenshot's just crazy to me.
it's an insane screenshot. Oh,
Oh my gosh.
The worst,
I should.
I'm gonna not the worst part, but like the fact that like even the main character thinks it's weird, like even like it's like hardly even like a time period thing at that point. This guy's just insane. I don't know. Very odd show. I mean, it's anime, and that's how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, there's anime odd, but like that's just too
It's
much.
very out of pocket. But
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, next week we can just talk about Anastasia's hips next week or something. I don't
Oh
know.
my gosh,
We don't have to talk. We don't need to talk about
you're the one who
Anastasia
brought it up this time.
every week.
It's just like I'm just like look. If I look over to my right, I see them. You know, like they're just there
That is
because of our
that is the
group.
problem, is that we did jokingly. Do we do that on cast or post cast?
I think it was
I
like
feel like it was.
in the middle of the episode. I think you might have changed it. It might have been postcast actually. I don't remember.
It could have been either side. Just
I,
like the entire bit. So people listening still, um, we Daniel keeps posting this picture of Anastasia's hips
I
from
didn't
Freezer
keep.
episode 1.
I've posted it like 2 times
You
maybe.
posted it. You posted it at least 3 or 4 times
In this group
in
chat
various places.
have
In this
only
group chat, maybe twice. I'll give you that.
in this
In
group
only
chat
this group chat,
once. Or sorry, twice actually.
definitely twice.
Because the first time I posted it, it was in response to uh I mean, I tried to like click up to it and then fucking it didn't work. I hate when Discord does that. I replied to Spat for some reason with it the first time and said this is what I
oh
was
yeah,
looking for. I'm so back. And then I posted it like during the episode, and I think that's when you downloaded it and made it our group chat picture.
it's
Yeah,
I
that's
like
one of us. One of us. I think you made it the name, right? And then
I made
I
it.
was
You
like,
made it.
I'll double down
You
and
know
make it the picture.
you made it the picture, and then I changed
yeah,
the
and then
name.
Daniel changed the name.
Is that what it was?
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
PK changed the group icon. Daniel changed the channel name. This is you started this. This is your fault.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Look at my Discord profile actually.
I don't feel like I want to.
Oh my
All right,
god,
let me go.
I'm out.
Oh my god. Anyway, once again, thanks
Yo,
for
you want to do the outro
listening.
again? You were good
No,
at
no,
it.
no. It's your turn. It's your turn, Svet.
You want to do
Oh,
that? He did the outro last
I
time.
think it's
I think
I'm
only
so
right.
your
bad.
turn.
I'm
I think it's
so
only
bad.
right that this time you do the
Yeah,
outro.
um,
The floor
I'm
is
so bad.
yours.
Thanks for everyone for watching episode
125.
125.
Oh no, he's already stun locked
No,
himself.
I'm telling you, I'm like, I can't.
You can do
Daniel,
it. I believe in you.
You can do it.
episode 125 of the podcast, the Gochuucast. Please make sure to like and subscribe. And if you're on Apple or iTunes, Spotify, or all other platforms, make sure to give us 5 stars. And we look forward for you guys to listen to us next week when we talk about some of the shows we're watching in more detail. That was really
Every
bad.
Saturday 3 p.m.
Really, really
EST
bad.
without fail, except
Really
Yeah.
when we
bad.
do, there will be a new episode out for you to enjoy. Except I think I forgot to put the Spotify ones up for the past
Yeah,
couple
what's
weeks.
up with that?
I think like I posted them on YouTube and then maybe got sidetracked and then like didn't think about the Spotify one. I don't
Listen,
know.
our German listeners are in shambles.
Yeah, I'm sure. You
It's
know,
my favorite fun fact is looking at the Spotify and seeing the, what was it, 40% German
Go
let me
listening.
see if I go to the app real quick. It'll fucking load. Bum app.
I just remember it being some, especially when we first started, it being some absurd German number,
If I go
which is
to
dope.
the audience
But
analytics here, 73% is United States, 8%
okay,
is the United Kingdom, 7% is Germany.
no, our German viewers, what has happened?
5% from South Africa,
South Africa.
and then 2% from Japan. And the rest are like 1 and below. Shout out to whoever is watching us from Slovakia.
Let's go.
Bro, it's based.
As base. Shout out to Slovakia.
But yeah, anyway, that is the end of this here episode. Uh, and actually, it looks like the anime that changed our lives actually did pretty good on
Go.
audio only for some reason.
Interesting. That's probably like a decent SEO
Yeah,
title.
SEO, yeah. A lot of the time I do kind of have like anime in there. I mean, anime podcast is gonna be there regardless, but I try a little bit. I don't think about it too much because audio only is not like our big. That's not our breadwinner. Not like nothing's our breadwinner actually, but you know. I wish I could see some of the other statistics for different platforms. We got 34 Spotify followers. Not that we get 34 plays an episode, unfortunately, but anyway. Yeah, see you next week. Bye.